Recording in progress.
Members, we are trying to locate the other members so that they can log in on the correct link.
Good afternoon, colleagues. Hello? The problem of connecting with your phone. We are here, Chair, we are here. Good afternoon. Oh. Chair, we can hear you properly. Just mind your background, we can hear you properly. Afternoon, colleagues. Afternoon, colleagues.
Afternoon, Chair.
Can hear you, Chair. Finally, I was able to make it. Thanks very much. And apologies for the delay. I think our team, you need to improve on when you send us the details. Please make sure that you also send the IDs, not just a link, because some of us, we receive the link on the WhatsApp, but we join through other gadgets. So if you can always ensure that you send the refresh ID and passcode so that when we enter, we use them. That's what under bridge. We are meeting now, comrades, to deal with colleagues to deal with the shortlisting that we spoke about. If you can project, Alma.
Okay, just a reminder that this meeting is not collating. There's currently only 4 members in the meeting. There were 5 earlier with Ms. Mahawu online as well, but now the members are not online anymore, so there are only 4 members present.
How
So
many
it's enough
members
for
are here for?
Yes, so it's enough for the meeting to continue, but no decisions can be taken because the meeting is not collating and because of the nature of this meeting. And because the committee will be making decisions on who will be included in the shortlist, there must be a quorum present, Chair.
Where are your members? Honorable Balman. I hear you, Chair. Where are your members? Yeah, I hear what Valerie is saying. With due respect, sir, I want to suggest that, these are the kind that can cause us dispute. What if we bearing in mind that the cost might be this thing of changing the links and the rest. What if we postpone this session for next week so that members can get full-fledged message and the importance of it, so that really we take decision being a corrected session so that we avoid whatever that can be the consequences of forcing things. That will be my take, Chair. How many members do you need to reach quorum, Father?
There need to be 6 members. We now have we now have 5 full-time members, so we need another member to join the meeting. A full-time member, please.
I want us to, whatever determination we arrive at, Honorable Malmas, but it would be very bad that we could not continue because we did not have quorum. Where is Honorable Maduna? Can you link Maduna to join? No, it's fine. I agree. Let's also assist to try and get Maduna. I'll also be phoning him, assisting the secretary. Maduna will join one. Is he joining? Okay, it's fine. Let's hope he will join and let's be discussing how we can handle this thing. There is a suggestion on how we can move. Okay, Honorable Ghana, your hand is on. Honorable Malmata will come in.
Okay, the meeting is correcting. Mr. Maduna is joining now.
Okay.
He has joined.
No, thanks very much. Honorable Ghana?
All right. Thanks very much, Chair. I take it that we are now considering the item.
Yes, we're on the item. I want us to agree on how we approach it, how we can approach it.
All right, Chair and members, thanks. So I have been thinking about this particular item for the last couple of days in terms of how we approach it, and I want to place a proposal, Chair. And the proposal, it's I see there's a screen that's going to be shown. All right. Yeah, the shortlisting. So this is what I want to propose, Chair. Is that, and now that we correct, we can take that decision, agree on a set of principles this afternoon, but do the actual shortlisting next week, Tuesday. If we agree with my proposal, one is that the committee will shortlist 20 people for verification purposes, and out of the 20 people, I'm using my numbers to say there will be those that do not pass the muster insofar as the verification processes are concerned. that we then, once we have received that verification of qualifications and all the other verifications, we then set out to interview 15 of the individuals, that will interview. And then we will then send a list of 10 names to the minister. The names that, I mean, as I understand the work, and this is where Alma might Advocate Nell might come in. The numbers that we have to give to the minister needs to be between 9 and 11. It cannot be less than 9, and it cannot be more than 11. So I propose that we go to the middle, and the middle of that is 10. That will then do that work. So we will do the actual shortlisting next week, Wednesday. But what I will request from Alma, and I've read through the notes that you have given, and thanks for that work, Alma, in having accessed the CVs, that we break down the CVs in terms of those ones that get excluded as a result of either serving in the TR board, so they cannot also sit in the council board, which effectively is an appeal on the work of the TR. That's how my understanding of where the TEC comes in. So you cannot have someone who sits in the board of the TR and then throws a javelin to the other side. And also those that are just not suitable. So those that don't meet the minimum criteria, they get to say these ones, they don't meet any criteria at all, either exclusion in terms of not qualification, not experience, and so forth. So have that list. Then have the second basket that will include people that, let's say, we're looking at people that have legal degrees. So it's another basket of legal degrees. Have a basket of people that have experience in the transport sector. Then we have that basket. Then the fourth basket that will then have are the people that have economics and management experience and qualifications. Then we put them in another basket, so that when we come in next Tuesday, Chair, to make it a lot easier, we then look and say, all right, amongst those that are in the legal basket, these are the people that we are shortlisting. Those that are in the transport fraternity, so they have board experience, they have some experience in the transport. We then say, all right, these are the people we are shortlisting. The other ones that have they do meet the minimum criteria, but they are in the economics management side of things. This is the people that we have. Then take from each of the three baskets the people that we are going to shortlist. In this way, it will make things move a lot quicker next week Tuesday, Chair. But also, I think there will be people that even from our own assessment, that maybe some of the things that they are referring to might not might disqualify them. Possible, maybe the fifth basket in my proposal, Chair, will be those ones that are on the borderline. The ones that are on the borderline, they could either meet the criteria, or they could either because of the documents that they've submitted and so forth. Then those ones will then discuss it on the side. That's my proposal, Chair. I think we can have that session, so it then serves on Tuesday. Now that we have said that the Tuesday session is going to be virtual as a final recommendation, Chair, that the meeting starts at 9 o'clock instead of 9:30, because it's virtual. No one will be affected by transport unless they need to be transported to a virtual session. That the meeting starts at 9 o'clock, and then we deal with whatever was scheduled to deal with, and use the remainder of the time to then deal with the shortlisting process. I submit, Chair and members.
Thanks for the proposal, Honorable Ghana. So there's a proposal that we do, as Honorable Ghana says, go shortlist. We have now those set of CVs. We take them across the board. We isolate those factors, variables that Honorable Ghana is speaking about, come back with a long list, and then work on the basis of that long list, and then shortlist from that particular long list, and have a shortlist. Is there anyone who want to say something? And the proposal is we must not do it today. Obviously, 7 days we'll then be able to do that, guided, of course, by our support team. From there, on Tuesday when we meet, immediately after that particular other meeting, we can then be able to take the remainder of the surplus time to deal with that until 1 o'clock, and we know we are done with this particular part. Is that favorable? If any member can come in and speak to that, or give an alternative way on how we can deal with this?
I thought my hand is up. If permitted, I can come in.
You can come in. Your hand was up, yeah.
Thank you, Chair. I second the proposal based on the fact that we must agree on what we are going to work from. Normally, during the recruitment and selection, you cannot just suck. You have to base everything in terms of fairness on proposed principles that Honorable Ghana is saying. With those weights, Chair, I will suggest that let it be the order of this process. We will just be throwing in what else do we think need to be in. I'm of the view of adding the issue of citizenship, which we must agree as to who do we consider. Do we also consider the non-South Africans based on what? These are some of the things that we can debate when formulating exactly what to do. I'm throwing this question because it's critical, bearing in mind that we are dealing with an aspect that is not about South Africans alone. It's about even those who are coming from outside. I was reading one of the articles where it is in a form of forming that if you deal with an airport, if you deal with an harbor, don't just think it's only you alone. It must also cater for those. So equally as your own citizens are going to other countries, they do apply. But I'm just balancing that so that you know that it's not a question of saying it's a local project. It can only local-based laborers only. At some stage, we have to be broad when dealing with this. But through you, Chair, I second what Comrade, if not Honorable Ghana, has proposed.
Yeah. So, where's Alma? So, in terms of this proposal, Honorable Malmat and Honorable Ghana, who's going to assist us the administrative basket sifting? We leave it to Alma and the team to deal with it.
Yes, I see she's got a hand up. Maybe she's got a much cleaner proposal than mine, Chair. But that was because she had put together this document, which is very good. So just to complete the process for us, so that next week it becomes a lot smoother.
Alma.
Thank you, Chair. I've just put the prep notes on the screen. I've redacted the nominees' dates of birth, so that shouldn't be a problem. Mr. Ghana is correct. We need to send between 9 and 11 names. No more than 11 candidates goes to the minister. So that would be at the end when we see everybody. Just to indicate to members that the majority of the nominees have legal backgrounds. There are none with accounting backgrounds that I found. I've already done the baskets, Chair. I'm just going down for members. I used the skills required for a economic council as well as the requirements in the Act. And we do actually have one nominee that who has a citizenship question. He indicates himself as South African, but his nominator indicates him as Zimbabwean. And I found his date of birth and his ID number in Zimbabwean Government Gazette information as well. So that would have to be verified or double checked. Or if members feel that he should be put aside, we can put that aside. But I'm just going here. Members will see out of the 73, 5 nominees are already ineligible because they are on the board of the Transport Economic Regulator. And as Mr. Garner indicated, you can't be on the board and on the committee that has to oversee your board decisions. So I've already highlighted those 5 members. But just to give members an indicator, the criteria table is the last table. So I've already gone through all the CVs and indicated whether or not the candidate has met the criteria and in which field. So that is just, I can't decide which of them should be in the basket or not. So I've already put them in their baskets. Members must now look at their information and tell me which ones out of the group we want to keep. I've also gone and done a web search on some of them. Quite a few of them are part of companies. So this is, for example, this candidate is part of a company, Shonokon Logistics or Shonokona Logistics. So that logistics company might actually benefit of the work that the TER is doing. So that could be a conflict of interest. But these ones that are yellow marked, these are the ones that are on the board and they are ineligible for the TEC. Just want to go down here to just want to indicate to members what it would look like if a candidate does not qualify. It's one of the lower candidates. This is, for example, also one of the issues I picked up. This candidate was previously let go from one of the transport entities. But the court found that his suspension was unlawful. So those are also factors that I took into consideration. My computer is just slowing down now. Chair, then I've also indicated where some of the candidates are serving on more than one board. That's also something that members need to consider. This is one member, for example, candidate that's on PRASA, on the PRASA board, and that would be a direct conflict of interest. They cannot be on the PRASA board and on the council because PRASA's income might be affected by the decisions taken by the TER. And then, Chair, further down, just to save time because my computer is going very slow, there are at least 2 or 3 candidates that have no qualifications that are listed within the requirements. There's no true part or reason for the committee to consider them. So I've already indicated those. What I can do, Chair, I can take this afternoon and I can color code the baskets, so to speak, so that we can put the legal qualifications. It's mainly legal, economics, and transport sector qualifications that are present. Some of them have both legal and transport qualifications. So I can color code this last column just to make it easier for members. And then if members want to go in and look at the CVs, members can just search per the surnames, because breaking up the CVs into the different baskets is going to require us a lot of different links and work to be done based on that. And we might not have enough time for that before Tuesday. So the quickest way for me is to color code the last table in the column, just to assist members to work through the column. So Chair, out of the 73, there's about, I would say, 55 possible candidates, out of which members need to consider some of the extra issues I indicated. This, for example, candidate 39, that is the candidate where the citizenship is in question. And that needs to be verified. The other factors, Chair, the other factors regarding directorships in companies that might have an interest. It's a conflict of interest question that can help us further shortlist. So those would be the ones that I would put on the borderline, aspect for members. I took all the issues into consideration, whether I could find information on them online, whether or not persons were have possible court judgments out against their name, or where they were removed, as this candidate was, whether they were mentioned in state capture. So I've already done that bit of background work with the resources that I have. It's not in depth, it's not security screening, but it does help members to make the decisions at the end of the day. And then members would also see there's quite a few nominees that are currently part of the ports regulator. When we did the act, the idea was that the board that would be in place when the TER was established at the ports regulator will move over into the TER board. But members will see there's very few of the ones that are on the board of the ports regulator that are currently in the TER board that has been appointed by the minister. So they already have regulator experience. That will be a plus for them. But the way it was envisioned to move the board over, at least for the first board, did not happen based on how the minister did that appointment. There were two candidates whose CVs weren't in the right folders, so I also indicated where they were, but Valerie did send especially Dr. Dalla's CV. That would have been in the last list that went to members. And members will also see where I found out that they are currently serving on boards, like Mr. Dalla is on the SAA board, even though it's not in his CV. I found that through the web search. And since he is a board member on SAA, he cannot be on the TEC because the aviation will also be regulated by the TEC. However, the aviation sector will not be regulated immediately. So that is also an aspect for members to consider, because the Transport Economic Regulator comes in terms of phases. The first one is going to be the ports. So everyone with their maritime experience or interest will be in the first batch, because the ports regulator kicks up, and then it's going to be cross-border CBRTA that's going to be taken into the TER, and so on and so forth. So Chair, that's just to give members that indication. I'm just going to stop the screen share. So I will do those highlights if that will assist members. But Chair, the baskets are already there. I just need to color the pictures. Thank you, Chair.
Chair, is it fine if I come in? I think we have lost the chair.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
You are now clear now.
All right. So
okay, you want to come in, Ghana? Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to say maybe not the coloring. What you could do to assist us, it's the ordering. You know, like so
Ordering.
this is So you then you like I don't want the Microsoft. So you take all the people. If say people number 1 to number 13 are those with legal qualifications, then those are the ones with legal qualifications. So you don't have to we don't have to work through from say this person is at number 3 and then that the next one is at number 47 and so forth. So we're just grouping them according to their to the qualifications and the skills and so forth, so that it becomes a lot easier to work through rather than to move from say number 13 and the next person that you are comparing them with, it's number 37, for instance. So if you could just do the groupings so that it makes it a lot easier for us on Tuesday, it will be very helpful. Your document was extremely helpful. That's why I could give the kind of input that I could give, is because I went through the document, and that's where the suggestion came in to say, no, it's yeah, we're looking at around 55 names, and if we are to do justice, we need to be able to compare apples with apples, so that what we don't end up with is to shortlist. You find that in our shortlisting, we are weighing too heavily on the legal side, and the other components maybe we are leaner, so that even if there are gaps, we can be able to say this is the gap that we have identified at the shortlisting stage. The reason why we took X number of people with legal profession and there's an absence of this is because that's what we had. So it's just the grouping in the same, almost in the same order. That will be most helpful. Really appreciate that. Thanks.
Oh, thanks, Ghana. Yes, documents are always very helpful, and I think we must appreciate that. Just like what you presented in the morning, quickly settled the dust that was there. So documents are always very, very helpful, which we must really appreciate. I think, colleagues, let's not dwell much on this matter. Let's agree. Alma, is doable what Ghana says. We can work the base on which we can work. Right?
Yes, Chair, I'll do the groupings. No problem.
Okay, thanks. I think when will you be able to send it to us?
Chair, I will work on it this afternoon, so we can hopefully send it out tomorrow.
Let's say tomorrow afternoon. We'll give you until tomorrow afternoon, and you'll send it. And then when we meet on Tuesday, we'll have to take to Valerie. We'll have to rework our program in such a way that in the morning we start with the business, and then immediately after we run short of that particular dealing, and then from there after we can then be able to deal with this. Is that fine?
Yes, Chair.
And we'll start at 9 because we are visual.
Yes, 9 o'clock.
Okay. Colleagues, with this two, then I think we have reached the end of the meeting for now. We'll meet next week. The first box we agreed on a principle on how we're going to work on them. Unless there is any other hand, I want to call the meeting a day. Honorable Kubega, I've seen that you joined. Honorable Maduna, I've seen that you also joined. Over and above the honorable members who were there earlier on. You're all acknowledged. Thanks very much. Let's call it a day.
Oh, Mrena Slamle.